Genre and students. Today we are going to take the economics part of your social sciences, and the chapter to be discussed in this video is the sectors of Indian economy. Before starting with this chapter, the first question that arises is, what are the sectors itself? Sectors is an area of economy in which business share the same or a related product or service. Economy comprises of three sectors: the primary sector, which involves the extraction and harvesting of natural products from the earth, example agriculture, mining and forestry. Secondary sector consists of processing, that is the manufacturing and construction. The tertiary sector provides services such as retail service, entertainment and financial sector is made up of intellectual pursuits like that of education. Further, to simplify the sectors of economy, I have provided you a definition. Economic activities are classified into groups using some important criteria. These groups are known as the sectors of economy. People around us are engaged in different activities to earn livelihood. Some may be producing goods while others may be delivering services. In this slide, I have made a flow chart for the classification on the basis of nature of activities. The main heading in this chart will be the sectors of Indian economy, and the primary, secondary and tertiary will be the subheadings. Let's first discuss the primary sector. Definition: when the economic activity depends mainly on exploitation of natural resource, then that activity comes under the primary sector. Agriculture and agriculture related activities are the primary sector of economy. Further, to simplify, I have made it another slide related to the primary sector. It says the economic activities which are connected with the extraction and production of natural resources, for example, agriculture, fishing, mining, etc., fall under the primary sector. Examples of primary sector: agriculture, forestry, fishing, mining. Now we come to the secondary sector. When the main activity involves manufacturing, then it is the secondary sector. All industrial products where physical goods are product come under the secondary sector. Examples of secondary sector: manufacturing, electricity, construction, water supply, gas supply, mining and quarrying, steel making process. These are the examples of the secondary sector. Now we come to the tertiary sector. When the activities involved providing the tangible goods like services, then it is a part of the tertiary sector. Financial activities, management, consultancy, telephony and IT are the good examples of tertiary sector. Few examples of the tertiary sector: the personal service, ID service, insurance, real estate, transport. Now, it is quite evident that the role of the tertiary sector is increasing day by day. The transition shows level of country development. It improves specialization, but it's better to avoid extending service part in economy over 40 to 50% of the GDP. Thus, it is very much clear that the three sectors are dependent on each other. Over here, I have shown The sectors of Indian economy, again the primary, secondary and the tertiary sectors. Over here, from this flowchart, one can very easily derive that primary sector, where the activities are related to agriculture, provide the raw material for the secondary sector, which is the industry based sector, and again the product which comes out of the secondary sector is supported by the tertiary sector, as the the product manufactured by the secondary sector is able to get to the market by the various services of those of advertising and making it available on the shop's counter for the customer is all done by the tertiary sector. Thus, all the three sectors of Indian economy are interrelated to each other. Now, the next important thing that comes in this chapter is the gross domestic product, that is the GDP. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that very year. And the sum of production in the three sectors gives the GDP of a country. The gross domestic product shows how big the economy of a country is. Now, I have provided a data from 1973 till 2003, and in this data I have compared the GDP between these years. In the graph 2, share of sectors in GDP in year 1973 and 2003. The green part is the primary sector contribution, yellow part is the secondary sector contribution, and the indigo part is the tertiary sector contribution. Now we share of sector in employment trend. The primary sector between 1999 to 2000 provides 59%, 59.84%. In 2005, it provided 58.44% of employment, and between 2011-12, it provided 53.2% of employment. While the secondary sector in these very year, in 99 till 2000, it provided 17.42% of employment. In 2004, 2005, 18.18%, and between years 2011-12, 21.50% of employment was provided by the secondary sector. Likewise, in tertiary sector in 99 till 2000, it provided 22.73% of employment. In 2004-05, it provided 23.38% of employment, and in 2011-12, it provided 25.30% of employment. As we can see, there is a gradual decline in the primary sector, steady increase in the manufacturing sector, namely the manufacturing and the construction, and significantly increase in the service sector too. Now we come to the classification on the basis of ownership. Now, sectors of Indian economy are again divided into two parts. It is the public-private, that is the public sector, and the private sector. The public sector, the government owns most of the assets and provide all the services, like that of Air India, the Reserve Bank of India. While on the other hand, the private sector, the ownership of the assets and delivery of services is in the hands of the private individual or companies like that of Vodafone, Tata, Reliance. Now, classification on the basis of employment. Sectors of Indian economy is further divided in organized and unorganized sectors. The organized sector, people have assured work and terms of employment are regular. These are basically the government services. While on the other hand, the unorganized sector, it consists of small and scattered jobs which are not in the control of the government. It has low pay and unsecured jobs. The growth of the employment in manufacturing between the year 1993, 94, 99 and 2000. In simpler terms, the organized sector, the term of employment are regular, so the people have assured work. It is registered by the government, follows the rules and regulations given in various laws, has some formal processes and procedures. Benefits from the employers, they get paid leaves, payment during the holidays, provident fund, gratuity, medical benefits. Workers get pension after retirement. It is all done in the organized sector. While on the other hand, the unorganized sector, it is characterized by small and scattered units which are largely outside the control of the government, as we have said in the last slide. And these are rules and regulations. There are rules and regulations, but they are not followed. As the government does not have access to these jobs because of them being scattered and they are not registered, as well as the job provided in the unorganized sector are of low paid and are not regular. There are no terms and conditions basically for the services provided by the people in the unorganized sector. Now, disadvantages from the employers. There is no provision of overtime, paid leave, holidays, leave due to sickness. Employment is not secure. For example, farmers work on their own land and they hire laborers as and when they require. Some people can also ask to leave the job. Now, another question arises: how to protect the workers in the unorganized sector? This can be done by setting up of small scale industries in semi-rural areas, implementation of many programs such as NREGA 2005, creating job opportunities in the service sector like schools, tourism, hospitals, allow credits at lower rate of interest to the farmers. One of the most talked of schemes of government, that is NREGA, that is the full form of NREGA is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005. It was started by the central government, made a law implementing right to work in 200 districts of India. For those people, all those who are in need of work will get guaranteed 100 days of work, and if the government fails to do so, it will give unemployment allowance to them. The work will of the type which will in future help to increase the production of the land. Another important terms when we talk about the sectors of Indian economy comes the unemployment. It is a situation when a person is willing to work at the privileged wage rate but fails to get a job, it is called unemployment. Now, types of unemployment. Unemployment is divided in two parts, disguised and seasonal. Now, seasonal employment, the employment which generates due to the variation in season, is called seasonal unemployment. For example, the farm laborers which are employed at the time when the crops are either to be sown or at the time of harvest. In the middle period, most of them are rendered unemployed. So, that is the seasonal unemployment. It is an example of seasonal unemployment. Now, disguised unemployment. When more people are working than required, it is called a disguised unemployment. For example, in India, a particular land is divided between the sons of the farmer, then it further gets divided among the sons of their sons. Thus, the land is being crowded and being worked by more than the number of people required. Then in that case, it is a disguised unemployment. Students, one of the most important things of this very chapter is that the comparison between the organized and the unorganized sector. So before summing up the chapter, we go through the difference between the organized sector and the unorganized sector. Now, the workers in the organized sector enjoy security of job, while in the unorganized sector, the workers working in an unorganized sector get less wages. Also, their job is not secured. The workers in the organized sector have a fixed number of hours, while in the unorganized sector, there is no provision for overtime pay or leave or holiday. Then, the organized sector workers also get several other benefits like paid leaves, payment during holidays, provident funds, gratuity, etc. While the unorganized sector workers do not enjoy such privileges. In fact, there is a high degree of insecurity related to employment. While on the other hand, the organized sector workers also have medical benefits, while on the other hand, the unorganized sector, the workers do not have such privileges like that of medical benefits. However, a large number of people doing small jobs in unorganized sector, such as selling on the street or doing repair works, come under the unorganized sector, and in today's scenario, a very large portion of Indian population works under the unorganized sector. Thus, we come to the end of this chapter. I have tried to brought down all types of points in this video. Also, I have tried to make the video quite simple with examples. Thus, we end this chapter today, students. So, with another topic, we'll meet in another video. Till then, Jen Ryan.